In today's video, my friends, we're going to be comparing two of the best projectors that I've reviewed this year, and they happen to be from the same company, XGIMI. This video is not sponsored. I'm not being asked to say anything good or bad about them. I will give you my own view. Let's get started. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. So in this video we will do a direct comparison of picture quality, we'll go through all of the features of both projectors and we'll compare the price. And hopefully by the end of this we'll come out with what we think is the best value projector of the two. Now any screen flicker that you do see on any of these projectors is just from the camera frequency. You do not see that in real life. I will try and get rid of that in post-production, but please just accept my apologies for seeing it. It's not there on the projectors. Right, let's get started with a stats comparison. Now obviously I've done full reviews on both of these projectors and the links for those will be up above and also in the description. So I've just tried to pull out a couple of the main differences. Now the first obviously main difference is the price. The Aura laser is £2,149 at the time of making this video, or $2,500, and the Horizon Pro LED is £1,449 or $1,700. There is a difference in the brightness. You are getting a brighter picture with the laser projector as you would expect, and that is 2400 ANSI lumens to 2200. Now auto keystone focus and also the obstacle avoidance is not present on the Aura laser, which you wouldn't expect it to be because it's not having to project over a longer distance, where it is there on the Horizon Pro, and I'll remind you of that feature in just a few moments. The projector type, obviously the Aura laser sits in front of the screen and so therefore it is an ultra short throw projector, whereas the Horizon Pro sits behind you and that is a long throw 1.2 to 1 ratio. Now although both of these projectors do produce Harman Kardon sound, there is a big difference in the output. The Aura laser has two 15 watt tweeters and two 15 watt woofers, which give you a combined 60 watt output, whereas the Horizon Pro LED has two 8 watt speakers, which obviously therefore give you a combined 16 watt output. The other big difference is that the Aura laser can produce or support 3D movies, whereas the Horizon Pro doesn't. The light source lifespan is exactly the same at 25,000 hours, however obviously the light source is a laser on the Aura and it's an LED on the Horizon. Now there's obviously a big difference in design. The Horizon Pro can easily sit on a shelf behind you and it weighs just 2.9 kilos, is 20 by 21 centimeters. The Aura however is almost treble that in terms of length and double it in terms of depth, 60 by 40 centimeters, and it weighs a whopping 15 kilos. So that's something that you do need to bear in mind, but it does look good in front of your screen. Now there's absolutely no difference between the remote controllers, they're both identical in every way and neither of them are backlit, which I think is a real shame. I love backlit controllers with the projectors. You're normally operating them in a dark room and that would have been nice. Okay, when it comes on to connections, well again there are slight differences. The Aura has one extra HDMI port, although both of these machines have one which is ARC compatible. You also have one extra USB port on the Aura. Both have one LAN Ethernet port and also there is a headphone port, an optical port, and both support Bluetooth 5.0. On the Aura there also is a mini USB port, but that is just for debug. If you haven't seen my full review on the Horizon Pro, one of the features that I absolutely love is the automatic keystone correction and also the automatic screen detection. And effectively what it does is it uses its camera on the front and it basically detects if you've got a screen. It also has got this incredible obstacle avoidance, and so if it sees something in the way, like here for instance this light, and then you go into auto keystone correction, it's measuring it, it's photographing it, and now it will adjust to create a screen away from that, which is perfect for instance if there's a doorway or something like that in the way of the wall, and it gives you the biggest screen possible for the space that you've got. Absolute genius. If you wish, you've also got further manual keystone correction where you've got the 4-point method where you can go in and tweak it if it's not quite right. But I've moved the light and as you can see, it's found the screen and focused immediately. With the Aura, on the other hand, you do have to make sure that the projector is pretty well positioned before you start. There is also 4 and 8 point keystone correction, but the give and the ratio is a little bit less than on the Horizon Pro. So you do have to make sure that you're pretty much in the right position before you start then tweaking the screen with the keystone correction. What I would say though is, compared to positioning a traditional projector from years ago where you have to literally make sure it's absolutely perfect, you don't have to worry about that. So this is still intelligent, it's just not as intelligent as the Horizon Pro. Okay, so now on to picture quality. This is the XGIMI Horizon Pro, and as I said in my full review, which again you can watch by clicking the link in the description, this is an incredible picture. It is absolutely stunning. It's breathtaking how you can get such a good quality picture from such a small projector. I'm going to run a test. I'm going to show you this clip on the Horizon Pro. I'm going to show exactly the same clip with the camera in exactly the same position from the XGIMI Aura. And hopefully you'll be able to see there is very little difference. In fact, well, we'll let you decide. So this now is the XGIMI Aura, and this is the laser projector, which has another 200 ANSI lumens. So effectively this picture should be a little bit brighter, but I can't really see too much difference. I will do a side-by-side clip in a second so you can see the exact differences, again with the exact same camera in the exact same setup mode and with the exact same exposure, ISO and aperture. But what's your thoughts so far? Any differences? I can't see too many. So here's the first test of them side by side, and hopefully you can see that there are some subtle differences. Again, please do ignore any flicker that you may see on the screen. That is the difference in camera frequency, but I wanted just to show you exactly what they're like, the exact same clip side by side. Certainly what I'm picking up is the XGIMI Aura does seem more colour accurate out of the box. Both of these are running in their standard movie mode. We've not tweaked any other settings so that you can see exactly what they're like out of the box. One thing that I would say is the contrast on the Horizon Pro definitely seems a little bit better. The black level seems better and you're getting a little bit more colour in the sky. So there are definitely differences between the two. But have you got a favourite? Which one do you think is more realistic? Now in this clip here I've done half of the Horizon Pro, half of the Aura, and as you can see there's a slight line down the middle. The right hand side is the laser projector and on the left hand side is the Horizon Pro. And here it is also very difficult to see that many differences. I'm quite surprised, I really am. And here again, just to demonstrate the difference in black levels, I am detecting in this scene the XGIMI Aura does deliver slightly better black levels than the XGIMI Horizon Pro, but this is literally very minor. On this scene you see it a bit more clearly, but guys, this is quite incredible how close these are. One other final point just before we summarise is in lighter conditions the Horizon Pro won't perform as well as the Aura. Now don't get me wrong, it still does a reasonable job. It manages to throw a bright image over a good distance. But with the Aura, obviously it's sat just below the screen, and so therefore even in a bright room like this, it is definitely watchable. One thing that I would say is that having an ALR screen will help to reject light from the side and above, and so therefore whatever projector you're using, you will benefit from an ALR screen. What's your thoughts, guys? Which one do you think looks the best? Now I did say on the last point that that was the last one, but this is another consideration that you need to make. With the soundbar on the Aura, all of the voices when people are talking, when you're watching a movie or TV, sound like they're coming from the right direction. Whereas if you're using the Horizon Pro, really you need to have a different sound system because it doesn't sound right having the sound coming from behind you when you're looking at someone talking in front of you. And for me, that's a big consideration. So you will definitely need to use the ARC facility on the Horizon Pro unless you're sat behind the projector, and then it would probably be okay. But that's something which you also need to bear in mind. For me, I think for the difference in price, there's not a massive difference about the picture, but I think for the practicalities and the ease, I think I would go for the Aura and spend the extra money. So finally, let me go through my pros for both of these projectors. Firstly, the Aura on the left-hand side. I think that this is more suited to a dedicated cinema room. It just gives you the better overall experience, especially if you're not using a separate sound system. With the Horizon Pro, I think it would be better, although the sound is amazing, it would be better if you've got the HDMI ARC through to a soundbar or a 5.1 system. If you've got that, then they're pretty close. The sound that comes out of the Aura is amazing. It is absolutely unbelievable. Both of them have incredible picture quality, but I think the Aura just shades it on Lightroom performance. Now, although the Aura is very easy to set up, it takes just a few moments, there is no doubt that the Horizon Pro is so clever with its intelligent auto keystone correction and its autofocus. Those things are an absolute masterstroke. So my friends, which one should you buy? Well, I think that if budget is an issue, then obviously the Horizon Pro is going to save you $500 or $600, £500 or £600. If you're looking for a centerpiece for a dedicated cinema room, I think the Aura is the one to go for, and I think that that would be probably the one that I would go for. Now, I'll leave the links to the reviews that I've done individually so that you can check them out for yourself, but let me know which one you think would be the best. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this is helping you in your purchase decision, and I really do look forward to seeing you on the next review.